I'm just curious, this is why I ask. I remember seeing you at Ramesh multiple times around 2007 and 2009. I think these were the years. What was your impression about him? What kind of effect did he have on you? Zoli. You have to put your face in there so I can see you. Zoli. I really loved the teaching of non-doership. Yeah, I really enjoyed his teaching. It was different from what I went there with, the whole consciousness teaching and the whole no self teaching. And then when I went there, he taught this whole non-doership and not blaming and all these things. And I loved it. It really helped me examine dynamics that were in me, and it gave me a map to look at of my blame and my hatred and my anger for people. And that like, I do think that establishing whose fault it is, or responsibility, or feeling guilt or remorse is important feeling. So Ramesh was very much into, there is no doer, no blame, and no doer means no blame, no guilt, no shame, pride, expectation. And I think they're really helpful, and psychologically they were very helpful for me to look at these dynamics, to look at my blame. Afterwards, I came to realize that you do have to, on the human level, like, establish responsibility. Like, it made me a bit too passive, but internally it really helped me reflect on, like, this blame that I had inside of myself, and this hatred. Like, to me, I think that hatred really goes with this realization, like, there's nothing you can hate. Like, the person can get angry about things, but you can't really hate something or really blame something in time. Like, you can have objects that you'll stay away from, like you find out that somebody's a complete asshole and you stay away from them. But then underneath that, it's free. There's nobody to blame. They also are part of the divine. So he really helped me challenge on that. And I really liked the routine of it and going there every day, and that he opened it up to his house to people. And I really liked the people I met. And he introduced me to Roger, and then Roger became teacher and taught me loads of wonderful things and helped open me up. And him and Roger have this whole guru thing, not so seriously, not like these gurus that I've been describing tonight, but they are into this guru thing and to kissing the feet and everything. And I was never in that side. You've got to pick and choose. You just got to be in touch with what you feel. And Roger would say it was my ego if I didn't bow and call him my guru. Maybe he would still say that, and maybe Ramesh would still say that, and that's their prerogative. It doesn't, when I was younger and when I had this identity, it disturbed me that they would say that. Like, I felt like I had to be this perfect person, whereas now, if I'm reactive because I'm not kissing their feet, or if I'm not reactive, it's fine with me because I feel very comfortable not calling them a guru and not kissing their feet. So it's like they will say these things. Like, I think Roger's quite firm with the guru thing with me, that he doesn't agree with the way I talk because I don't talk like him, and that he subscribes to this guru thing, and I think he thinks that I should call him my guru and Ramesh my guru, and I really just don't feel to, and I just have to live with that he thinks that, and that's totally his prerogative, but I'm comfortable in my own skin to not buy into that and to be okay with it. I mean, sometimes there's pain because Roger had great influence of me, and I really enjoyed his teaching, and sometimes I feel like he's a bit harsh on me, like in the sense of it's not just me, it's everyone, that his way is only right, and so he doesn't really listen to what I'm saying or what I'm speaking about. So sometimes the sadness that comes up about that, but that's part of my karma, and I don't feel to change him. I think that me and Roger maybe still have some stuff to address, like to talk about when that comes up, but at the moment it's still not ready to come up yet, because I think there might be like I speak the way I speak because that's what comes out and that's what I feel. And Ramesh always used to say, you won't parrot me, you'll teach your own way, and that's what I have to evolve, and not evolve, that's what I have to do, and that's what feels right. Yes. So Ramesh never really expected being handled as a guru. Roger misunderstood him. Ramesh was absolutely a non-guru kind of guy, rather a good friend. He liked to say that and act like that. Yeah, he did. He used to also say that it was his wife that made him do the whole guru thing, like the bajangs and the kissing feet. I don't know. Ramesh very clearly told me that I had to listen to everything Roger said. So I don't know. But I really appreciated him and his energy, and it really expanded a part of me and taught me things and gave a lot to me, and I really loved it. But there were many teachers that I had along the way, and lots of them had profound effects on me. It's like you build up all these ideas, and then these teachers, like with their pickaxe, they slowly chip away at you, and then there's some ideas which they use to chip away at you that you really appreciate and really affected you. And so I suppose then when you're a teacher, those are the ideas that come out. But yeah, I have a really special feeling towards Ramesh. It wasn't only just going to his talks and what he said, it was going and staying in India for these long periods of time, which was quite challenging as a single white woman, and immersing myself in culture. Like I saw it all as a teaching. Like that was quite intense doing that. But yeah, it's really beautiful. And I really appreciate him. And I really appreciate Roger too. Really appreciate Roger. I love them both dearly. Sometimes when people lined up for kissing his feet, I think he didn't like that. Yeah. I did it one time because I thought, you've got to try, and I've got to, see. I think I did it a few times actually. You've got to see like what reactions come up in you. It really wasn't my thing, kissing a 90-year-old man's feet, but luckily he cleaned them before he did his nails. But yeah, I think it was his wife maybe that was more into it, or more the expectation because they lived in India. He looks like Pinky from... This thing about guru can become like teenagers who adore a pop star. In the end, you're not meant to worship a guru because that's another construct. It is. And last year I went on a cruise with my mum. After my dad died, they booked a cruise together, this pop cruise, and not pop cruise, this Michael Ball cruise. If you're English, you'll know who Michael Ball is. And it was like it was a musical cruise, I forget. And we went on this cruise together, and when I was watching people, it was just musicals the whole time. And the love that there were lots of famous people, but Michael Ball was the like headliner, and the love that people felt for that singer, it felt like when I was in the room and in the theatre hall, it felt like an act of devotion, that people were just like bursting with love. And their mistake was they were putting it onto the pop star, so they put it onto the person on stage. But really what was happening is that they stopped seeking momentarily. They didn't want to be anywhere else but there, and their heart was glowing with love. And then it was this obsession that it was a person outside of me. And it felt like a devotional hall. And I saw it also as beautiful, like it evokes this love in people, but it's just a mistake that they have, that it's a person, it's themselves. And I saw that, when I was younger, me and my mum had this thing for musicals and going to concerts. It's actually my mum's thing, and she brought me up from a young age going to musicals and concerts. And I could see the reason that I fell in love with it was because there was this devotional aspect, this being in love. And when I was younger, when I was my early teens, I began to have this awakening experience where I could listen to music and I could imagine the perfect boyfriend, or imagine this pop star and imagine loving them and imagining having this perfect life together. And then suddenly I would feel totally complete. And then I didn't need that person anymore. There was just love there. There was just feeling at home. And so I was having all these experiences while going to these concerts, and this is what happens with these gurus. I'm sure it happens with me too. And you think it's me, and you have all these projections, and my God, I'll disappoint you if you come and live with me. You'll find me so boring, and you'll quite quickly determine within a week her behavior is not enlightened. Look at the way she licks her plate after eating. She's like, and I really am. If there's people in front of me, actually, what I do is I tend to run my finger over the plate and lick it, like all the juice up. If it's just my boyfriend, then I think I lick it. I can't quite remember if I do in front of him. But if I'm by myself, I'm like... But I even now have lost all shame of doing this in front of people in restaurants. I'm so gross. You'll quite quickly determine she is not enlightened. She is greedy. And I can't cope with having mayonnaise in my house. I've had to today eject mayonnaise because I start wanting to have mayonnaise with everything. I'm very greedy. I like my food. I understand that. I don't remember you from his talks at all. I normally remember people from there because everyone used to go out afterwards together.